so curious. This Jeffrey Epstein news is crazy. How crazy is it? Lay it on to me.
Conniption. I'm sure all of you have seen this by now, but I have to yap about it. It is infuriating. New information just dropped from the Jeffrey Epstein investigation. If you want to call it that, I don't think that nomenclature applies to this circus that's being performed here with all of this. It's a clown show. It's about as much of an investigation as Bozo investigating a pie that was thrown in his face. It's a fucking joke. Read this headline and tell me it doesn't make you fail to try not to fume. Challenge. This shit has got me steaming. They are trying to, with a straight face, say that Jeffrey Epstein never had a client list and did commit suicide. There was no foul play, no fishy business there. That was no horseradish, no flag on the play, just a classical suicide. Also, no client list, no blackmail, no evidence of either.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If I was the president of that US country over there, I would expose the entire Epstein list. I would literally lock myself in a bunker somewhere and literally just live stream it on Twitch.
Of those two things. How peculiar, considering it wasn't that long ago that they were flaunting.
I would literally throw the entire US country itself into chaos the moment that I reveal that list. You know? I would do it. I don't give a flying shit if it puts a target on my back.
That the client list was coming out, the Epstein files were releasing. They even gave the phase 1 files to a bunch of influencers online for some photo ops, and they were posing like fucking prom pictures. They made a big hoopla that those were the Epstein files in their paws right there. And they'll eventually release to us plebeians out here. Well, if there's no client list,
true,
what the fuck is in those folders? What?
Waluigi porn. That's what's in those folders.
Pokemon card binder? Like, what did you give them? Yeah, apparently there's no client list, so what did you hand them? Just an empty file? An empty folder? And not only that, Pam Bondi herself here, she has made so many statements about, like, how the Epstein client list is on her desk right now. You know, it's over there gathering dust. She'll eventually...
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I've heard about this specifically.
Brush it all off and drip feed us the information as it comes, and everyone that's on that list is gonna face justice. She was cutting WWE promos about the Jeffrey Epstein client list. She'd even set hard dates on when it's gonna drop like it was a new album. Mark your calendars, sports fans. The Epstein files dropping on this date. Then the date rolls around and it's just nothing. Like, actually nothing Burger Central. Like...
I think if everyone in that entire country itself would like literally request and revolt against like the government, they can't do anything. They have to release, like, you know. But the problem is, like, the whole entire US, you know, the entire US country ain't gonna do that, you know. Shocker.
Got more delayed than Half-Life 3. It just never showed up, even though she would set dates, and then all of a sudden she's got excuses for why it's not there. But now, apparently there was no client list in the first place. So what the fuck was sitting on your desk, Pam? How could the client list be sitting on your desk when the DOJ and FBI say that there is no client list? What an interesting pickle. That's quite a conundrum. She says that she had the client list, like a physical copy on her desk. She constantly has referenced the client list, spoken directly about the client list. But now all of a sudden... DOJ and FBI said it's not a real thing. I have no idea how she's even going to begin to tackle that plot hole there. It is crazy how stupid they treat the rest of humanity. Like, all of the people on the planet are lobotomites, and they can be fed any information whatsoever, and they'll accept it with a smile on their face and think nothing of it. And in some cases...
Even then, even if they make a list or so, it'll probably be a fake list at the end of the day. That's probably what it would be.
That does happen. But in something like this, there should be 0 people on the planet that are happy with this and believe this. Because this is the most blatant, fraudulent lie since Wes Watson lying about being 6 feet tall. This is absurd. This is just ridiculous. It is downright diabolical to be doing a cover-up job like this. It's literally fart investigated.
It's not the first time they did a cover up either, too, as well. It's, you know, what do you expect? You expect the government to literally expose themselves? That's like Cinder trying to expose her own career.
Poop and found no shit. They have talked about it themselves for so long about having this client list and all of this blackmail evidence and everything about how all of them are going to face justice.
Yeah, about the Diddy thing.
Talked
Yeah,
about
I
tens
heard
of
about
thousands
that.
of
I didn't see
videos
it,
that
though,
they
but
recovered
yeah.
as well. Like, how are you going to just wipe your ass with that and expect people to believe it? If anyone believes this, you need serious psychiatric help. If you actually swallow this shit they fed you with this information, that it's, you know, a case of suicide, no client list, and no blackmail, you really need to take a hard look in the mirror. Because you are just not like a thinker. Like, you don't have a thinking cap on at all. Because this is just absurd. There should be no one on the
I would
planet.
totally 100% expose that list, literally on Twitch. Like, I would stream it on Twitch. And I'd be like, yeah, these are the list of names on the Epstein list, list itself. Prepare your ears, everybody, because you're ready to hear something that you're not ready to understand.
That is fooled by this. This should make you mad. It absolutely should make you very upset, because this is blatantly covering up for corrupt, evil people in high positions of power.
No, duh, of course. Those people have been there for a while, you know. There's no way you're gonna expose them, because they have infinite money to bribe people not to expose that list at the end of the day. Or they are good friends, you know, so. I'm like, take a look at the streaming world right now. Take a look at the Ludwig situation. High position of power, but doesn't like to take accountability. Look at Hassan Piker and the whole Twitch moderation team, you know? Take care, Dubstep. Be safe. Have fun on your birthday. Take care.
Saw this
Have a good
said as a
celebration.
joke, but I actually think we're pretty close to them just denying Jeffrey Epstein ever even existed in the first place. I really think the next step here is they're going to start talking about, like, evidence to confirm that Jeffrey Epstein was never real. It was a code name for, like, a shadow operative that never actually existed. There was no island. There were no victims. I think we are not far away from them trying that play, because they are using every weird tactic in the book to try and bury anything even remotely related to Jeffrey Epstein, while trying to put on a strong face about how everyone's going to face justice. Well, where's that? That hasn't happened. And it hasn't happened for years. So what is up with all of this lying? They just keep kicking the can down the road. They have still not released the Epstein files, and now they've put the kibosh on it, saying the Epstein files aren't even real in the first place. It was all just made up, a fucking illusion. So now it is 100% ensuring everyone that was associated with all of that evil gets away with it. And they're just proudly doing it in front of the entire American public's face, spitting in everyone's mouth by trying to say that doesn't exist, it's not real. No client list, no blackmail, nothing like that, and he did kill himself. And apparently they're releasing some surveillance camera footage, like a lot of hours worth of that, to show that no one entered his cell during any of that time. Obviously just doing everything in their power to put the conversation of Jeffrey Epstein and everything around the topic to rest. So now you have the three-letter organizations all working together, the DOJ, the FBI, the DVD, the VCR, the BBL, all of them
The BBL?
working together. Now
No,
trying
not
to
the BBL.
sell this horseradish about there being no client list and no blackmail.
I haven't seen any of the surveillance or anything like that.
I cannot believe that they are just trying to just say that, even though it's been something
Apparently
they
it was edited.
supposedly
I wouldn't be
acted
surprised.
on and investigated for years and made huge progress on, and want to get the information out to the American people because of these dangerous individuals.
Well, it's a good
that need to be
this
held
is really
accountable
good,
and
like,
face justice for
juicy
the crimes
content,
that
you
they
know?
engaged in on Jeffrey Epstein's island. It was even used as a political talking point for some individuals to gain positions of power, using it as part of their platform about how they're going to fight for justice and release these Jeffrey Epstein files that have been, clogged up for so long and not, the information not out and available to the public. They were going to be the ones to break that dam. They were going to pursue this, come hell or high water, fighting night and day for it. And now those people have been elected only to flip-flop, and now they're totally fine burying the Jeffrey Epstein subject entirely. You should be asking yourself, why? I'll stop ranting on it, but it is just mind-boggling how dumb the government thinks everybody is. And I hope they're not
I'm not surprised.
Right, because under no...
Because the problem is it's a bunch of old-ass people who think that, like, you know, they think the American citizen is stupid, is retarded, you know, they won't know. That's the problem itself, you know? Like, your specific government is completely weird compared to the Void, honestly. Like, I've never seen so much shit about this in my entire life. Like, so much corruption in your guys' like dimension. It's wild to see that. It's crazy. Like, it's crazy because like over here it's not like in the Void is not even like that. That's the funny thing about it.
Circumstances should this be something that people just let go of? Like, oh, this is a bit of a blemish right now, but people forget it in a little while. It's not that big of a deal. It's a huge deal. And there should be nobody out there downplaying it. This is preposterous. And I just had to yap about it. I just said I'd stop ranting about it, but now I'm once again getting fucking wound up about it. That's really about it. So yeah. Yeah. I'm not surprised that they literally won't show anything about the Epstein stuff, you know? I am just not surprised whatsoever, so. They think we're our bots, and little do they know they are Karen NPCs. It's like they just think like American people are just stupid, you know? That's what they think. They think like all Americans are like, you know, US citizens are like completely retarded. Like, honestly, it's like, it's not surprising. I'm like, when I heard about like how they were gonna expose the Epstein list, I'm like, I'm not gonna believe it until I see it, you know? I won't believe it until I see it. And Lord of Behold, they didn't show jack shit. Oh, look, there it is. Look at that. They showed the, am I even allowed to watch the Epstein video? Like the video itself? Am I even allowed to watch it? Question mark. Is there anything like bad in general that shows in the video itself? I don't even know. So now, by the way, over here, 2 multi-millionaires have been arrested for kidnapping and torturing people now. They're under jail surveillance by both FBI and police. Oh, really? Over there? That's crazy. Pretty sure nothing bad happens in the footage. Okay, I see. Let me check real quick. It's only like 4 minutes anyways. Let me see.
All right, we need to cover this Epstein situation that's happening right now because it is absolutely nuts, and it's obvious that the reptilian shapeshifters are running wild. So the FBI and the Department of Justice have concluded that Jeffrey Epstein harmed over 1,000 victims, but apparently there is no client list, everybody, so hey, close up shop, we're over, it's done. Good to get it all covered up here. There's no client list, everybody, and no new evidence
we have a lot
against
of undercover
uncharged
spies
third
over here,
parties.
so it's pretty normal. That's
So
pretty good, actually. That's what we have in the dimension too, as
You've
well.
got Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein charged, and Ghislaine
We have a certain group that's part of like the elites or so that we can't say much about it, but yeah, they're undercover and everything like that. So they take care of every corruption and like in every corner of the dimension. So
Maxwell found guilty of trafficking kids.
They take them out.
Yet there is no actual people that she trafficked to that are being held accountable. So how does that make any sense? It doesn't. Reptilian shapeshifters are controlling the whole entire fucking government and the whole Department of Justice and law enforcement, it seems. Now it gets even crazier than that because the FBI also released footage to prove no one could have entered Epstein's cell, therefore he killed himself. But they only actually have one common room filled, and to make it even crazier than that, you gotta buckle up for this because this shit is crazy. This is the footage that the Department of Justice and FBI have released to prove that Epstein did not hang himself. All right. However, there is a major problem with this, and that is an entire minute is missing from this evidence. All right, like, you cannot make this up. Like, this is so obvious a cover-up. Okay, so obvious the corruption is running deep, running wild. There is a minute here, okay, missing from this footage. Like, this is some fucking movie type nonsense. Like, who's not going to miss this? Here it is right here. A minute. It jumps from 11:59 to 12 instantly. Pay attention. And then 12.
That's
and
2 minutes.
12. And then 12.
Well, technically it is 1 minute.
And 12.
So.
Like, it even camera angle switches. Like, it's like the worst cutting editing job I've ever seen in my life. It's like these people are doing this on purpose to try to get people fired up. Look at that. Like, hello? Like, hello? McFly? Hello, is this thing on? So rather obvious with all this information going forward and people being charged without actually even being able to prove who the victims were or who the actual people she was transferring kids to and whatnot was happening with that, and the minute missing from the CCTV camera in the jail where Epstein was being held. So we put this together, guys, and something absolutely completely ridiculous is happening. It's obvious. It's like, this is the worst cover-up I've ever seen in my life. You got Ghislaine Maxwell being charged for trafficking, but to nobody, because no one's ever been actually mentioned that they were trafficking too, but apparently we have victims but no actual clients. That makes sense. Then we have the Epstein here, who didn't hang himself, everybody, didn't off himself, with the CTV camera here showing a minute missing. Like, that's not really, no, totally. I mean, listen, guys, listen. I'm glad this is all squared away and it totally makes sense. And, hey, closed case. Problem solved. It's definitely nothing weird going on here. And Pizzagate wasn't real either. And all this is complete nonsense. And adrenochrome, and entire movies being made by Jim Caviezel and Mel Gibson and Maria Sorvino, who was an Academy Award winner, making movies about the trafficking of kids and the adrenochrome and the elites in Hollywood and all that stuff going down. Totally, yeah, it's cool, guys. Like, you know what? Listen, David Icke was completely wrong. Alex Jones, the reptilian shapeshifter, dimensional child molesters, completely nothing like that happening at all. And you all just need to go back to sleep, and we're not living in some kind of weird world. There's a completely different reality than we actually think is going on around us. And if we maybe knew the truth, like even Tucker Carlson said, it would probably end civilization and society, because who knows what the actual reality is. And it's getting weirder and weirder, and this is some wild and crazy shit. But, I'll keep you updated, guys. I'll keep it going, and anything new happens.
Well, it's not crazy for me because I already kind of know. But yeah, Ghost of Eighth. I used to watch the Ghost of Eighth Thought or so back a while back or so. I'm not surprised. What do you expect? The whole Epstein stuff. So, like, honestly, it's like, I'm not surprised, for God's sakes. I come from the void. We can tell when you guys are lying. So they're never gonna release it. They never will. I'd be very shocked if they actually release it, to be honest. I would be very, very, very shocked, to be honest. But yeah. Yeah, oh well, it is what it is anyways. Well, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff. Like I said, they'll never release it. They know they never will. They know it. You should know it as well. So, yeah. Anyways, at least my dimension is a lot more better than whatever this fucking country does. Well, whatever that country does. Anyways, I should say. That country specifically, the U.S. country itself, can definitely has some issues. That has a lot of corruption, to be honest. So, yeah. Oh well. It is what it is, anyways. It is what it is. Anyways, that's the end of the video. And, peace.